So I've been working on this project for almost a full month. I finally was able to get to it, and it actually went very, very well. So, for my birthday, which was yesterday, which was the 25th, you guys are probably going to get this on the 27th, and today is the 26th. I've been working on this for a very long time. I was also working on this most of the year. Last year, was never able to get to it, and I finally was able to get to it now. And huge shout out to my friend. She's funny, to say the least. I had to edit out a lot of my stuff. This almost lasted an hour and a half. And we've been thinking about some other stuff, so this has been like a work in progress. And I do apologize for the audio that she had. I don't know why it was so quiet. I try my best to repeat the question so you guys could understand her. She struggles here and there, but I love her to death. But I just wanted to state that this has been a work in progress for probably a good year and a half now. And because I do at least one video per year for Autism Awareness Day, or month, or whatever you want to call it, I wanted to do this as just a collab with the person who has struggled with autism worse than I have. And I asked her for permission, and I've tried my best to edit out anything that had her name in it. And I try my best to edit out as much as I could with her sleeve, because it shows where she went to school and where she lives. So I try my best to do what I could. So either way, I wanted to let you guys know about everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. At the very end, there's some funniness. A lot of it was just a straightforward with no edit. It was kind of like a blooper at the end, where I thought it was kind of funny to leave in, and then it ends the video there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you guys want me to keep doing this every year, and I'll figure out how to do other things too. And I catch you guys in the next one. By all means, start right now if you want to.
Okay. When did you find out you were autistic?
When did I find out that I was autistic? I would say within my last few years of high school, around probably sophomore year, I ended up having a mental breakdown, and I ended up having to go to the hospital to get myself looked at. And I ended up going there for quite a while, probably about almost pushing 3 months, about 2.5 max. And I ended up having to do some blood, forgot exactly what they call it. I think it's blood draw. I haven't had that in a while, so I forgot what exactly the pronunciation of it was. I ended up having to get tested from different people. I forgot exactly what the name of it was. And sadly, I had to do like 3 tests, and they were all the same. I didn't understand why I had to keep doing it. And then eventually so I ended up having to do quite a different amount of tests, and it took forever in a daylight. And it just was very annoying seeing that the fact that I was physically unstable as a kid. They should have figured, oh, this person had blah 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 blah. And my parents noticed it before the government did. I was physically, mentally, and emotionally unstable to the point where I was blacking out. I was raging really, really bad. And it ended up just causing me to go all the way to high school. And hear me out. I was in since about kindergarten. in special ed, and yet they didn't bother to test me back in the day. It made no sense. So I ended up getting diagnosed with it about, I would say, probably within the last 3 years of school before I graduated. I didn't want to go down the whole history, but like I had to say something, you know. How about you?
Um, um, I found out I was diagnosed when I was 16.
16.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
The day before my birthday.
Wait, the day before your birthday, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird time to actually get that done.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I could talk about I was 5.
Couldn't talk until you were 5. Okay.
And then,
That should have clicked in immediately that there was something wrong.
yeah.
I. That's weird. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to comprehend why it took so freaking long.
Honestly, I don't really know, but maybe.
Like I could say probably the one thing they could have diagnosed you with was at least Asperger's.
What's the diagnosed with Angelman syndrome?
There's that.
And then at 16, I got diagnosed with autism.
If they didn't want to diagnose you with autism, they should have at least diagnosed you with Asperger's, which immediately puts you in the spectrum of autism.
Yeah.
Even though back in the day they did not bother to combine them. But seeing that there's a lot of things with Asperger's that really clicks with a lot of different scenarios that you go through that I've seen in school.
Yeah.
I was first diagnosed with that. Even though I got diagnosed with everything all at once, the main source that they were trying to push at was Asperger's.
Yeah.
My bipolar was the second thing, and then of course I ended up having the last spectrum of autism, which was my mood, which I don't go through as much anymore, and you physically have seen that I used to rage hard.
Yeah.
And it was scary. It was very, very scary, and I honestly still don't understand what took them so long to at least diagnose me with something. Everything was diagnosed at the very last 3 years of my high school years.
Yeah.
So, do you have any more?
Yeah. How did your friends react when you told them?
When did my friends... Or what did my friends react?
How did they react?
They acted pretty normal. They didn't freak out. They didn't really... This isn't in a bad way. They really didn't care too much that I had it because they've dealt with it. They've situated with it. They're pretty civil with it, you know? They didn't... It's not like that I don't care, like... I don't care, get out of my life, I don't care. It's more of they're calm and collective and they understood. They actually cared deep. It's just that they didn't want to express that they cared because they had more people as well and they wanted to help everyone at once.
What? It, um. Let's see. Why is it not a cause for us?
Hold on, so I can understand what's going on. Can you repeat that?
Why is there not a cause for autism?
Why is there not a cause for autism?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one. Autism isn't technically a disorder, it's a spectrum. So there's actually many causes of it. But there's nothing that really makes it happen. I don't know if that made any sense to you.
A little bit.
So basically, there's not a cause or an effect of autism. It just happens. For example, nobody in my family or in my past actually had autism, except for one person that was not technically blood to me, which was my uncle. And somehow, in my side, which is my father's side, somehow nobody in that side of my family or in my ancestors had it, as far as we know. Somehow I magically got it. So there's really no cause or effect to it. It's just something that happens over time. And sometimes, if you don't even know this, disorders are caused from things in your past. So basically, as a kid, if you had something happen to you, something can happen. In my way of saying it, and I've said this to you, I've said it to people in my streams, and I've even said it to people who are just depressed. Everybody has a disorder. Everybody. Even if it's just depression. Depression is a disorder. It's a common statement. Everybody has depression, even if they want to decline it. And if you have depression, guess what? You go through stress, you go through anxiety, and guess what that word anxiety is a statement for? Autism. They're basically autistic, no matter what you go with. It may not be as bad as other autistic people, but you're somehow in that spectrum because you go down those lists. You're somehow part of it, even if it's not going to affect your life. You can't be diagnosed with it, but you're still in the spectrum of it, if that makes any sense. So there's no cause to it, it's just something that either happens or something that's affected from it, that's from your childhood, that ends up causing you to have it. Even if you're born with it, it's still through the blood, still through the DNA. If your parents are depressed or something like that, something can affect while you're in the womb. I don't know. I can't really answer honestly, but I can answer the way that I did. Thing in your head.
Most people use sign language to communicate if they're verbal.
Oh no, this is that question you were questioning the other day. And that was the weirdest thing I have ever heard myself say in my entire life. So you just questioned, why do autistic people use sign language instead of verbal communication?
Yeah.
Well, for myself, being autistic, I don't use that at all. Unless I'm far away from a person, I go, hey, can I go to the bathroom? People go like, yup. Be halfway across the bowling alley. Yo, Mom! Can I go to the bathroom? Honestly, I would rather have some kind of communication than no communication at all. If you can't speak, you should at least try to speak. And honestly, if they want to use their own hand, they could end up being hiddenly mute, you know? If you don't know what a mute is, then I can explain that right now.
Sure.
A mute is basically a person who grew up going through a ton of stuff. And they just become a mute, meaning they don't speak to anybody. The only way they can physically talk is through sign language sometimes. Sometimes they don't even do that because they're that much of a mute. I can't explain too much about a mute.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really see any, but you might have seen some people with verbal with no voice at all, and that's a different type of thing. That's not a mute at all. But if I was to explain a mute, okay, let's look up what does a mute person mean. Medical define of mute. A mute is a person who doesn't speak, either from inability to speak or unwillingness to speak. The term mute is specifically applied to a person who, due to a profound early deafness, I've never seen that word in my life before, is unable to articulate a language or so deaf mute. I don't consider a person who does not have a voice at all as a mute, but if that's what they define as well, by all means. But an average person who is a mute is a person who's gone through a lot of stuff that caused them to just back away from humanity, being like, you know what, I want nothing to do with humanity. I just want to be antisocial and not speak at all. That's basically a mute. But if they define a person who cannot speak as well as a mute, that's fine by me. I'm not a doctor, so I can't define a mute as both or not. But a mute is a very serious thing. It could cause people to not have a job more than an autistic person, because they can't talk to the person. There's a lot of places out there. I actually spoke to him verbally, and he replied back and said, and this is actually really sad, and I honestly support this guy as much as I physically can. I asked him, and I don't remember his name, have you ever thought of hearing your own voice in your head? And guess the one word he said.
What?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, he's never thought of hearing his own voice in his head. He's never really believed in having his own voice. He didn't have a vocal cord. He was born without a vocal cord. It's just like some people born without a hearing, whatever it's called. They just don't. No, not a hearing aid. It's like how me and you speak. Me and you can hear each other. They don't have that. You know, I don't know exactly what it's called, but if you don't have a vocal cord, you can't speak. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what causes a mute. But if a person who is physically unable to speak unwillingly is more of a mute than an actual person who can't speak at all, that's just being born without a vocal cord. And that's a problem. But, on the other hand, I don't exactly understand why autistic people do sign language. I think it's due to antisocialness, which is, you just need to learn how to be not antisocial. I used to be, because of my sorry about that. My raging caused me to be antisocial for a while until I learned how to comprehend it. But, like I said, I don't understand how people who can speak can do that. But unless they're like a mute in disguise and they're learning to speak, which is an autistic person too. I've seen a few of those in my life. But besides that, for like you learn to speak through both verbal and sign language, which isn't a problem. It's actually a really good thing to know in case if you run into a person who's deaf and you don't have a person to, comprehend back and forth. And I don't know why I'm doing this. But hey, I know a lot about it.
I sign and talk at the same time.
Yes, you do. What the heck was that?
You were dabbing.
I dabbed on them haters. Like I said, I do not want to do anything today. Just like that shirt that I want. You're wearing the shirt I want. Wait, hold on. I just realized something. I am not wearing mine. You didn't tell me. You're wearing yours. Wait, what?
I don't know where my teacher got this off from. Different website maybe?
Talking about teachers. I'm not talking about students. But you didn't tell me to go grab my sweater.
I forgot.
It's okay. A lot of people have been wanting to steal that sweater. We're not talking about that though. I should have grabbed it though. But yeah, like I first said, I do not want to do anything today. I guess I didn't want to go grab it. Okay. We're about 25 minutes in. We can go to an hour and I'll edit out some of the problems we had.
Okay. How some people that if I have when they are autistic?
How many of my friends are autistic?
No. How some people that if I test they're autistic?
That's something I cannot answer. I was not expecting that question. I gotta think about this one for a second. Corn dogs. That's my answer. Corn dogs. And I'm being spammed once again. Gotta mute that, but I can't. I don't think I can answer that question. Can we try another one?
Yeah. Oh, I know. How old were you when you were first diagnosed with autism?
Wait, what?
When you were born, how old were you when you first diagnosed with autism?
Oh, when was I noticed that I had it?
And you were like, how old were you when you first got it?
How open was I? I was open as a motherfucker. I was proud to have autism. I'm not even joking. I was as proud as the Eiffel Tower that once stood and said, "I am the tallest tower in the United States." Oh wait, I'm sorry, New York City. There's taller towers in the United States. Oh wait, I'm sorry, there's 2 Eiffel Towers that was standing. I was like, you know what? Let's fucking go.
Corn dog.
Corn dogs.
Corn dog.
You know what? You wanna know what I say to corn dogs?
What?
In case of an emergency, must eat corn dogs. If you do not eat a corn dog, you are not a human.
I've never had one.
Speaking of never having one, I used to be afraid of corn dogs when I was a kid. I'm not going to go into details because it's PG it's past PG-13, so we're not going to talk about that. All I'm going to say is I used to be afraid of them to the point where I didn't even want to see them, and unless I saw them, I would scream. I would run to the hills. I would jump out the window just if I saw one.
What else?
If you want me to summarize it to where it's not over PG-13, all I can say is I used to have dreams as a kid to where they would be shoved up somewhere that the sun does not shine. As a kid. As a kid.
Oh. Next topic.
Next topic.
Cut.
Edit that out. Future Panda, edit that out. Just edit that out.
Action.
I need a minute. I need a minute. Oh, this is what happens when you're self-quarantined.
Corn dog.
Next question. Next question. Let's do it.
Next topic. Corn dogs.
No more corn dog.
Okay, let's see. What, corn dogs?
No, they your name was showing and I want to get rid of it.
Where was it showing?
Oh, it was showing underneath our name, our cameras.
Oh, no.
It's okay. But at the same time, people in Discord would know who you are, but besides that, people on YouTube won't. How many people do I know that have autism? There's you. There's one other person. There is the 3 that I know. We're not saying names, but the one with my last name.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, he does.
We got, A. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not saying names. So that's 6. We got C. They used to be with you.
Wait, who?
C. C-O. R.
Oh, yeah.
See, I know some sign language. I would max out at about 10-ish.
Okay.
Just about a little bit. And then most of the people that I used to go to Special Olympics with had autism. So I would say quite a chunk. Quite a chunk.
Yeah.
Because I used to work with people with autism, so works around it.
cat.
Any more questions?
No,
Huh?
we're done.
We're done?
Corn dogs.
Oh, corn dogs. I thought you were like, we're done! No
No.
more questions! I know you got more. Give me more.
Wait, I'm not done.
Go ahead, more questions.
Okay.
How did you make your hair so long? Also, my by the way, I don't know how this happened, but wait. You're telling me is if I was to eat kid vitamins, my hair would grow that long? How does kid vitamins do that?
it has vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D.
Because I drink OJ that have vitamin C, vitamin B, and vitamin E, and
That does not work. I eat vitamins every day.
I used to, and I got very lazy, and I just didn't want to do anything.
I eat chili orange.
I don't know if I sometimes forget to take my medication. But who needs freaking medication? No one needs them.
Good, damn it!
No more dabbing? Fine. Then I'll just eat some more goldfish. I love how this is flat, except for like right here. And then we go to this side, and we got like this big ass bump right here that I just keep trying to hide. And then we got like this mini ponytail back here.
I got a mini one too.
You got a big one.
No, I'm gonna cut my hair.
You're not becoming Rapunzel.
Let's stop this whole language. Just tell me to stop.
What?
Tell me to stop.
I did?
Yeah, that was stop. I'm sorry.
Oh. I also told you to stop growing it.
What?
I don't need you to be like, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
I'm going to.
I'll just come to your window and I'll have you drop down your hair and I'll just climb it. Okay?
Oh no! Yeah, look how short it is.
Well, I was saying if you were to grow it out and then it goes down to your feet.
I'm going to.
One thing I never knew is how come Rapunzel lets down her hair for the prince, but then once he starts to climb her hair, how come she doesn't moan about it or complain about it?
She ate too many corn dogs, but she forgot about it.
She ate too many corn dogs.
And she forgot.
Like she doesn't whine about it, she doesn't moan about it, she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that, she just acts normal. Like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
And then she cut her hair off.
And then it all just died. The end.
Yeah. It's pretty corny.
Pretty corny. For corn dogs. It's pretty corn doggish.
It's pretty corny in here.
Just like
Good night. What dogs?
I'm just gonna use this, and next time I see you, I'm just gonna go.
Oh, I'm trying corn dog.
No more corn dogs.
I
Next
probably
question.
want- Next question. Okay. How do you learn sign language?
How do I learn sign language?
Yeah.